Hi there, welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. And, yeah, what are we doing right now? We're in the underbelly, and I've thought about it. What would we do? What would we rather do? I mean, we're pretty afraid of the Sorrow. And the Sorrow's prey would be very interesting for us. So, as we know the Dendra or her now, we should search for the Sorrow's latest victim at the Dendra or her chapel. For Sophie the sculptor. He is obsessed with sculpting the moment of the killing. All his attempts have been failures. He cannot immortalize the victim until he learns more about him. So we know that it's a man. That's about it. So let's go to the Dendra or her chapel up there and try to find out more about the victim of the Sorrow. Oh, it's so dark here. I don't know. I think I want some more brightness. I don't know about you. Doesn't seem to make any difference. All right. I'm sorry. I think we should definitely turn the brightness up a little bit. Come on, return to the game. Yeah, now we can see a little bit better. Hey there. Imbitu. That's the leader of this cult, by the way. And these are his followers. I have to set that back again. I have to live with that darkness. So, Imbitu. Hey, we know each other already. You know my flesh and our restless corpse. Imbitu beams at you, clasping his skeletal hands together like a tangle of twigs. Such a curiosity you are. Well, a sculptor told me that your people may have found a man killed by a strange creature. Yes, he says, I believe I know the poor man, dry as a leaf, hollow as an eggshell, barely any mind left in there at all. He clucks his tongue. Inspect him at your leisure. He's the one with a charred skin on his brow.
Making a note.
Now, I don't know much more about him, he says, chuckling, though I can assure you we plumbed the depths of his mind and body for answers, but I seem to recall seeing him before, possibly not through my eyes, mind you, in Cliff's Edge. He was coming out of a building near the chirurgical parlor. Oh, interesting. Well, thank you and farewell. So is he lying around here?
Yes, now.
Strong aroma of charred flesh rises from the dingy cloth over this corpse. We'll lift the shroud. You carefully move the shroud to the side. There's no way around it. This dead man was a cast-off, and it would be hard for him to be deader. His flesh is papery, desiccated. His tattoo, or rather the charred remains of it, has burned through his skin and into the bone beneath. And of course, there is the matter of his charred eye sockets and his horrified gaping mouth. Parts of the corpse are missing, remnants of an aborted Dendra feast. You aren't surprised they stopped. The tattoo seems to be dangerous. We'll examine him again before that, though. Again your eyes are drawn to the remnants of the cast-off's tattoo. It looks like it burst into flame when he died, burning right through his skin into the skull beneath. Well, we'll have to risk it. We want to know. Touch the tattoo. Ow. That was to be expected, right? The last thing you remember before your fingertip grazes the tattoo is a rising buzz. Time stutters and breaks. Panting softly, you awaken, leaning against the bier for support. Your arm burns, your temples throb, and white static claws at the corners of your vision. Someone was screaming in that lightless, timeless void. You remember that much, but it wasn't you. None of the Dendra are looking your way. God, We'll leave the corpse alone. We'll have to ask them about their experiences with that thing, mallet. The burly man sneers at you, flexing massive scarred hands that could easily encircle your throat. His tongue probes his stained, sharpened teeth, and a short, blood-stained club swings from a hook at his waist. "What you doing back here, showmeat?" he says. "Gonna share some more of that tender flesh?" He chuckles long and low. "Mallet." Tibia mutters through a frozen grin. This numb slab beat his partner to death over 2 shins. Scanthos, "I'm the one who turned him in. Can't trust him farther than you can throw him, or even push him." "Why did you join the Dendra her?" "I used to do work for Folsom," he says with a grimace. "Muscle work, you know. Money was good, but Folsom kept giving me little jobs. Giving the best stuff to his protégés." He curls his lip. "Then I saw the Dendra her, saw the way people respect them. Even if you could break most of them in half with 2 hands, I thought that maybe there was room for a man to grow here." He grins. "I was right." "Farewell, Mullet." "Kiatawa, what about you?" This woman watches you, measuring every step, every twitch of your hands, and yet there is no fear in her. Iron lines her spine and presses her mouth into a thin, even line. "Surprised to see you back," she says. Her lips quirk into a brief smile. "Surprised to see you standing at all. Not many corpses we eat end up on their feet again." And her gaze flicks to the other Dendra or her, and she frowns. "You want something?" Her eyebrows arch curiously, and it's that simple movement that makes a strange connection in your mind. You've seen that expression before on a somewhat similar face. The ghostly woman in the 5th eye. "Go on," she sighs. "You seem unhappy here, Kiatawa." "No one asked what you think," she snaps. "Leave me alone." Then she chuckles. It's not a happy sound. "I'm being selfish, aren't I? You, let us eat you. Let us into your head. You don't deserve the edge of my tongue for asking if I'm all right." She rubs an eye with the heel of her hand. "Fine, I'm not happy here. I want to go." Satisfied? First, you look like a ghostly woman I saw in the 5th eye." "I probably look like a lot of people," she says, an edge in her voice. "So what?" Scanthos, "I know her. I hate her." Why aren't you happy in the Dendra her, basically? "Keep your voice down," she says, closing her eyes. Her hand slips warily from her hairline down her neck. "I thought this was a place I could settle. For a while I was sure. Should have known better. I don't last long in groups. Couldn't even stand my family. Was better off on my own, even though..." She trails off. "Your family abandoned you." "No," she says, her eyes flare open. "I abandoned them. And it wasn't my real family. I knew that even then." Scanthos, "I don't know my family. Not my parents. Not the Dendra. Not him." "I don't remember much about my parents." She piles scorn on the word. "They were butchers, and they had me helping in their shop. Just about as soon as I could walk. Every night I wouldn't so much sleep as black out, and I started having the same dream over and over." A smile steals over her face. It was a light. He told me that I was his daughter, that he was sorry he'd left me, but he'd had no choice, and that he'd find me again someday. What does this have to do with the Dendra her, basically? "I'll tell you," she says. Just be quiet and listen." She rubs her face with both hands. Scanthos, "They all lie. Everyone lies." "I ran away," she says finally. "Made my way. Not much to tell there, or much I want to tell. Just that the dreams kept coming." She grimaces. "I woke from one of them a year ago to see Imbitu, our leader, at my side. He told me I'd been calling to someone in my sleep. Said he'd help me find my father." Her lip twists. "So I joined, ate a few corpses, but nothing got clearer, and he's never spoken about it since. He and the rest of them only care about the next meal. You're angry with him. I don't like being lied to, she says, eyes flat with frustration. He promised answers when I joined him and his cult. Maybe he promised too much, or maybe he just forgot. But it's a lie either way. Tell me more about that dream you keep having. It's almost always the same, she says, rubbing her forehead. The man my father calls to me, or someone I'm supposed to become. As if he won't come for me until I become that woman. And that's another reason I joined. I kept hearing her, a young woman's voice, telling me who I should be. I thought filling my mind with other people's memories would drown her out. Shoulders leap in silent, bitter laughter. Didn't work out that way. Oh, that's the dangerous voice. I met another wwoman who heard a voice in her head telling her she was someone else. That's her problem, Kirtawash says sharply. I'm not her. I'm not anyone but me. I'll find my answers on my own. All right. Why don't you leave the Dendra if you're unhappy? I am going to, she promises with a dark look at her family. I've already been here too long, Scan thoughts. I have a family. I can feel them. I just don't know them yet. Some more questions? Fine, ask. I want to know more about you. Ask away, she says. Again, why did you join the Dendra or her? We know more. To find the man who speaks to me in my dreams, she says. My father. Wow, she's really a dream bound person. Well, farewell. She'll probably die. Because of that woman in her head. Let's talk to the next one here. Gzei. This short, squat woman rakes absently at the swollen red tattoos decorating her pale, naked scalp. Her claws draw blood, but she doesn't seem to notice. Her head jerks up at the sound of your footsteps, and her too large mouth widens in a sharp-toothed smile. We welcome you back, Tenderling. Yes, we still savor your taste. Her grey and pointed tongue swipes at the ritual scarring around her lips, leaving a glistening sheet of saliva. You are here to share more sweetness, more of your tender self, more silken flesh for Gzei. What did you gain from eating me? Oh, she says, clasping her clawed hands together tightly. Oh, Tenderling, such sweetness. Flesh like fatty silk, supple muscle. Secrets that crunched between the teeth. She chuckles shyly and pats her belly. We could not keep you in. But you are here again. You are whole. She shakes her head. Such a miracle. Looking down, she chews her lip. We are working on making a way home, a new portal. If we do, we want to take you with us. Your soft, regrowing flesh can change our world. Gun can be the wars of feasting. Gun can be the cries of hungry tenderlings, sucking on jagged bones for marrow. Her tone is wistful, but her eyes, when she raises them, are sly. Are there others like you, anywhere at all? Normally we don't lie, but this time we will. We don't want our relatives being eaten. No, I'm the only one. We are sad to hear this, she says, though you don't detect the emotion on her leering face. Instead, she appears to be drooling. But consider coming home with us. Know that we can offer you an adventure, a soft bed in a warm place, a way to change a world. She wipes the saliva from her chin and waves a dismissive claw. Not yet. We do not know a way home, but we can find one if we try. Oh, that's chilling. Who are you even? We are Gzei of the... She pauses. You may not know the word, but we come from another world, a heavier one, more rocks and less life. She rubs her arm absent-mindedly. What's the name of your people in your language? Xay barks a rattling growl in your face and slams her teeth together. Then she smiles. You see, it does not translate so well. Our world is not like yours, she says. It's not so rich. There are no animals, no, she pauses frowning. Vegetables, none of those. The only flesh is our flesh, she sighs. But we are blessed. When we eat bodies, nothing is lost except the corpse. The soul is preserved. She spreads her hand. The dead one becomes part of us. It becomes we. Well, the word is vegetables. Yes, she says, raising an eyebrow. It does not matter. We do not eat things grown in dirt. She shrugs. And this is not why we are here. We heard rumors of the Dendra magic. She says, concentrating. Your language's tenses clearly give her trouble. It does not stop at the soul. It pulls memories from dead flesh and soaks them into the mind. She gives you a rapturous smile. So we came through a portal in the bloom to learn this magic. We've found our way to Segas. We ask her to join. She sighs. Now the portal is gone, we hear. But we will make another in time. Oh my god. That being is so creepy. What do your people believe again? We consume the flesh of our dead to preserve them, to remember them, and to give them eternal life. How many bodies have you eaten? We do not share this, she chuckles. We prefer our feasts to be private. But many, we find our feasts on our own. Oh my god. Potential mass murderer here. I've got some questions about the Dendra though. No, she chuckles, then covers her mouth with a barbed claw. No, we are not the voice of the Dendra. Tenderling, speak with our leader Imbitu. Instead, savor his words and drink of his thoughts. Woo, farewell. We will miss you, Tenderling, all of you. And I will miss you too. And we'll hear each other in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out. Have a good time.